Hello everyone and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. Last episode we left off, we had some problems in West Palm, lack of food, and some really busy train station, or bus stops I should say. So the bus stops, the only thing we can do right now is basically put more buses on the line. We haven't unlocked anything yet that would increase passenger carry capacity, so I guess all we can do is just put another couple vehicles on the line and they'll just have to deal with it. So I'll clone these, so I'll get to work there. And then for the food, it's going to be a little bit bigger of a project, right? I think we're going to have to, what I'm thinking about doing is taking this north and south line over here, branching off of it somewhere in the middle here, and just cutting across here, putting in a station that'll pick up Orlando as well as the grain farms, and run a line north and south here and start that process so that we can easily tie in some of these factories that way if we have the line running north and south here. So I think that's what we're going to try. I worry that this line's going to get way too congested, but I guess there's only one way to find out. So let's give it a go. Alright, first up I think is putting a station in here. Possibly serving Orlando and picking up these grain farms. And then running the track starting over here before, then we'll worry about tying it into here a little bit later. Alright, so as I've been building, I've been repaying back the loan a little bit, so we're definitely making money if we're able to do that. So I've roughed out a station here. This is going to serve, basically grab the grain from here as well as serve Orlando in the future. I've kind of changed the layout a little bit. I have two tracks surrounded by passenger platforms and two tracks surrounded by cargo platforms. I think it looks a little nicer that way, and I don't know, we'll see how it works out. So that's good there, and then I've just laid out two tracks here, one here, just to get a feel for where I want the line to run. Now I know when I go to connect these it's going to be suboptimal, it's going to be below the correct travel speed, but I'm not really concerned about that right now, I guess, because so you can see it's 70, 91, 120. I'll probably regret this decision later, but I guess maybe I'll finagle with it later if I find it's a huge deal. Right now I'm just kind of trying to learn the game. And then I've roughed out a station here at the food processing plant and the grain. And then there's also a station down in the Everglades. So the remaining thing to do is just hook all this up with some track and tie it into the main line over here. Okay, I've got everything hooked up now. Apparently I've played way too many top-down 2D train games because all of my intersections look nice here. They're not really practical, right? Like, because the speed on the train is way reduced in this corner here. So I don't know if it's going to become a big issue or not as we unlock bigger and better trains, but something to keep an eye on this kind of map. Everything's so close together. I don't have a whole lot of choice in the matter. Unless I start deleting industries or something, which I'm not even sure you can do. But anyways, so it's hooked up there, looks nice. Everything can go either direction from anywhere it wants to go, basically. The Everglades down here, I had to relocate the station because it was not working out with the right angle. So that's gone. Okay, our new train has arrived at this station here. Everything appears to be working. It's delivering grain to the truck stop. Truck stop's taking it to the train station. Train's picking it up. So everything looks good there. Let's watch it pull out here. Looks pretty nice. Newly unlocked locomotive there, so happy to see that. looks like it's doing okay. So it should take it down to the... I'll triple speed it here just to... So it looks like it's going to go through these intersections okay. Looks like I need some more signals maybe, but... So yeah, it's going to come down here, go to the... deliver to the food factory, and this should help increase our food production. So next up I'm going to get a train going from the food processing plant to West Palm here delivering food, instead of we can get rid of all these 40 trucks delivering it all the way into the city. I'll still have to have a little truck stop out here to deliver it into the city, but it won't be 40 of them. So in order to do that, we got to redo this station, put a cargo platform on there, so let's get to that. And here's the new station, similar to the other one we did. Although as I was doing this, I realized I should have set this up quite differently. I should have had the main line coming off to the side here, and then have it just swing off to the side if it's coming into the station, then get back on the main line. Because as it is right now, every train that's going down, up and down this line is going to have to go through this station, which is far from ideal. I'm sure it's going to become a massive traffic jam. But I guess when we save up some money, maybe we'll look at fixing it. But anyways, so I've got a new train on this line. It goes from here over to the food thing, the food factory, which it should be pulling in right about now. Here it comes now. It's going to pick up that food and take it to the city. So it is at a rate of 57, so we're going to have to put another train on the line. So once I save up some money, I will do so. Okay, so I saved up some money, purchased a second train, so now we have 2 trains delivering food to West Palm, as well as another train line coming from here down to the Everglades delivering food as well. So we no longer have vehicles delivering food to the cities. So that worked out nicely. We'll keep an eye on that. This station is a little busy here. It has 3 or 4 trains coming in and out of it already. So we'll just keep an eye on it and see if it gets backed up or anything. But so far it looks like it's doing okay. Next up I think I'm going to tackle is fuel to Orlando. You can see it's requesting fuel right here. So in order to do that, we need crude oil. Crude oil, we have one already down here by the Everglades station, so I think if I tie this into here, we can ship the crude oil by train. I'm going to build a line around here, tie into this line, bring crude oil up to the oil refinery, which will turn crude oil into oil. That oil needs to go to an oil refinery or fuel refinery, which is right up here. So what I'm thinking is putting a boat dock in here, shipping it by sea around the bay here to the fuel factory. That'll keep traffic out of the town. And then it'll drop off oil here, turn it into fuel. The boat will then pick up the fuel, take it back to the station, where the station will then ship off the fuel to Orlando. So the same train that brings crude into the station can continue on and take whatever fuel's here up to the station and get paid there as well. So it'll kind of go in a circle. And that way the only time the train doesn't get paid is from Orlando to Everglades, which is somewhat short distance. So I think that'll work out nicely. It's going to be a big project, but let's see what we can get done. First off is tying this into the station. Okay, so that's done. We have a truck stop delivering crude oil to the station here. I enlarged the depot in here quite a bit. Kind of future-proof it a little bit. I'm sure it'll need to be much bigger, but looks good. So now next up is a train track from somewhere from this station over to this line. So let's work on that next. Okay, so it loops around up here, splits the track here, comes up through here, comes down through these farms and factories, and makes quite a turn back up to the other track here. This intersection will need redone, as well as this station will need redone eventually, but we'll get to that in the future. So next up would be to come up to the oil refinery here, and I think I'll just tie it into this station here. There's no sense putting a whole other station right here just for this. So I think we'll put a road over to here and redo this depot a little bit. Make it hold a little bit more and get it going. Okay, so that's it there. Nice expanded depot, lines up nicely with this intersection. And then the truck stop goes from here down to here. This truck stop handles both the refinery as well as the cargo dock that I just put in. And then I have this line set to split the terminals so that so it can drop off. Click this button here, you can pick it goes to multiple terminals, so you can see it goes to 2 and 3 over here. I figured to give it more storage that way, so we'll see how that works out. So next up would be to do another cargo dock over here and tie this in. Okay, nothing crazy there, just a boat dock attached by road to the fuel refinery. Next thing we have to do is modify the station over here to be able to receive fuel. So I'm just going to add a second terminal to this depot here, and then put a truck stop in town, and that should do it, I think. Okay, so that should complete the setup mostly. I've added a truck stop in town here to deliver the fuel to. I've gone through and added just 5 vehicles to each truck's route to just get the products flowing. I'll come back through and iron out the rates and make sure everything's being delivered at the appropriate rate. But the last thing to do is just to go buy a boat. Go to my shipyard here. And I guess we'll go with this one for now, the Dunara Castle. Seems to be the fastest. It's also the most expensive, but so be it. So we'll try that one out, but I do not have enough money for that. So I guess I'll have to go borrow some. Borrow $1 million. It's only $1 million, right? There we go. So now we can buy the boat. Put it on a line, which we only have one boat line right now, so no path for big ships. So apparently my cargo docks cannot fit a big boat, which I was kind of worried about that. That's why I didn't put it in here. So I guess I'll have to go back and rethink this and that, or put a smaller boat on the line, or see if I can get the cargo dock out here. And then down here, there's no way a big boat's going to get in here. This is probably the problem here. I'm going to try moving this one over to here, see if that matters. If not, I will just go buy a smaller boat. Okay, my solution for now is just to buy a smaller boat. I'll have to look into what the bigger boats require, whether it be a bigger dock or a better path to travel. But in the meantime, let's introduce our small boat. Coming out of the dock now. Maybe. Here it comes. It's so little. Oh, chopped it off. Okay, so there it is. It's gonna do our fuel and oil. So it's probably gonna move pretty slow, but hopefully once the route gets going, it should make some decent money. So it should go down there now. We can start checking the routes and making sure everything is starting to be transported to the train station. There's nothing there yet. There we go, so I was just on the wrong one. So there is fuel already sitting at the, or I should say, crude sitting at the station waiting to be picked up. And the other ones won't be producing yet until that crude gets delivered, so let's let it go a little bit, make sure everything's working, and then I will iron out the rates of the trains and trucks and boats and get it all flowing appropriately. Okay, so we'll check back in on that on occasion and just check the rates, see if we can get this thing maxed out, the oil refinery here maxed out, so we are making as much fuel as possible. In the meantime, there's a couple of opportunities to make some money with the infrastructure we've put in already. One would be a passenger service from West Palm to Orlando, and then a separate passenger service from Orlando down to the Everglades. We've got all the stations and passenger stops put in already, so it'll be as simple as adding a train to the line and creating a route. And then another thing we could do is, since we're making fuel now, Miami down here is requesting fuel. So we could really just take it from here, from up top here, and deliver it down to Miami. So the only thing we'll have to do is redo the station a little bit to add a cargo stop to it. So I guess let's do that real quick. Okay, so this is Miami Station's upgrade. Came out okay. Little wonky tracks up here, but it suits its purpose. I had to come down the middle here so that I could divide off to either platform because I couldn't make this turn otherwise. Anyway, so that's in. There's a nice new truck stop over here. Right now all it's currently doing is delivering fuel to the city. Then we added a passenger service bus loop to the Everglades, along with the train that goes to Orlando. You can see it's being used heavily, 43 people waiting for it. As well as it did the same thing in Orlando. Added a bus loop and a train that goes to West Palm. So this is one of our more busier stations. We can take a look at it real quick. It has it's so far it's not too bad. Occasionally the station does get backed up. As you can see a train coming in here now. I'll speed it up so we can. But occasionally there does become a line to get in here, so they've got two in here now. Nobody's waiting to come in, so that's a good sign. So it looks pretty good. Here comes another train off in the distance. Coming in. Looks pretty clear that way. So it's holding up okay. Like I said, occasionally it gets backed up, but... Okay, so fuel to Miami is figured out. It's being delivered slowly right now, rate of 23. But we'll keep an eye on that and see how it goes. I think next what I'm going to do is the Everglades over here are requesting machines, these scarce looking thing. And I believe West Palm is requesting those as well. Yes, they are. So over here on the East Coast or West Coast, we have a machine manufacturer. It requires steel and planks. Planks are located actually right next door here. So we can deliver logs to the sawmill and then take the planks and move them over to here relatively easily. And then right below it is a steel manufacturer, which happens to have a coal and iron mine next to it. So I'm thinking about doing a local train service. Coming in through here, dropping off at the steel mill, and a train maybe even bridging across here, sneaking through here, and dropping it off at the machine factory. So I think that's what we're going to do, and then we'll have to ship them all the way down to the south here and all the way over to the East Coast, which should be a pretty good payday. So first thing I'm going to do is get these three industries hooked up, the coal, the iron, and the steel mill. I'm going to just do a local train service. One here, coming into a station here, and continuing on up that way. So let's get to work on that. Okay, and there we go. Maybe a little bit of overkill, but I guess you never know. So I got a station here connected to the iron mine. It comes up and joins into the station, but on a separate track from the coal mine. And then it comes down, both tracks continue down to the steel works. So then I threw a station over here as well. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but with this extra track over here, but I figured I'd see how many I could fit in. 3 is the answer. And so now I got to see if I can build a bridge here. It's probably going to cost me a fortune, but it's totally worth it. So let's see if it's even possible. Alright, so it says bridge pillar collision. I think if I hit M, it'll raise it up. Nice. Looks good. See how much this costs. Oh, the button's down here in the bottom. I don't know how I'm going to get to that. There we go. Only 2 million. Not too bad. I think I like it. Looks like it's tall enough for a boat to get in. I guess we could hit M one more time. I guess it's as high as it goes, so we'll go with it. Make sure I'm on the right track here. Yep, looks good. So there we go. Bridge over there. Looks pretty amazing. Alright, so I will hook up the planks and the logs to the sawmill, and then all I have to do is run the track up to the north here and put some trains on the line. Okay, so everything's connected now. I got the logs down here connected to this truck stop, which is taking them up to the sawmill here. And the sawmill takes the planks from this truck stop over here across the tracks and puts them over into the machine factory. So everything's hooked up now, connected, and then this main line here comes up through here, goes into a tunnel, comes out the other side and goes all the way down and hooks up to the main line down here. So the next thing is just to put some signals on this route, and then establish some routes and put some vehicles on it, and then let it rip, see if it's all working. Alright, so I think I got all the routes set up, all the trains bought, and all the signals figured out. I did a pause while I did it, so I spent $15 million doing it, so hopefully it was worth it. But we can watch them all come out of the train depot, see how much we can clog up traffic. See if I can get over there. Let's watch them go. Comes the first one. I should just keep coming, but they're probably going to clog up traffic quite a bit. There's a gondola one. I wonder how these trains fit in that little building. I wait for a passing train to come by. Wave to all the people. Another gondola one. I lost count if that was 3 or 4. But they'll keep coming, and I'll head over to the route. You can see we're probably causing quite a backup over here. I have to put some more signals in so they move a little bit faster, but they'll eventually get over to where they're going. We can check the platforms, see if there's anything brewing. Yep, there's 187 coal in there. This one's already filled with iron. There's not going to be any steel because we haven't got a train over here yet. And the logs should be going too. We've unlocked some new steam trucks, so those are pretty cool. So we should probably already have planks already up. We do. So yeah, so it looks like everything's working. We just gotta wait for these trains to get here. Comes the train now. I don't know how he got over there so fast. I must have missed him coming through. Anyways, it looks like it's all working, so we'll wait for the big payday and see how much we get back. Alright, so we have our first full load of machines pulling into the station now, down at the Everglades. Let's watch and see how much it brings in. It's almost a full load, 68 out of 70. So it should be over $1 million, hopefully. $1.25 million, so pretty good. Well worth setting up that line for. So good deal. We got a lot done this episode. We'll have to see what next episode brings. Thanks for watching.